rounds. There's a lot of games going on around the competition. What's your sort of game to look at for all divisions?
North Ringwood, Norwood.
I agreed. I agree.
Yeah, big at most at stake, Norwood. The year's slipping away. They've been ordinary the last 2 weeks. They certainly have to put in a good showing today because do you think it's curtains on their season if they get done today?
Absolutely. And Patrick Bowden rang the changes. No Gisberts this week, whether that's injury or not. No Gisberts. And they've made a couple other changes. So I expect Nut Williams is named on a half-forward flank. Have they listened to us? I don't know.
I think they've listened to
They've listened to us. We've got another change for Forest Hill. Who's out now? Ray's come in. We've got another change.
Daniel Owsley is out, and Joey Lampert, who's just played in the reserves, wearing number 10.
He's going to go
stepping
again.
up.
He's going to go again.
Well, they weren't going to go with Dyson, were they?
Well, I don't know. Injured in the warm-up was... it happens a lot. The 19s will often double up in the reserves. I've not often heard of a bloke double, and we hear about guys playing VFL one day, AFL the next. But Ben, is this the first time you've ever seen a reserves player play a senior game straight after it?
No, it's certainly not. It's happened plenty of times over the years. So.
Oh, are you expecting him to run out of steam at some point?
Oh, well, that's just... what a stupid question to ask me straight up off the
sorry, Ben. That's all right.
I'm not... well, I don't know. Like, he's going to be used sparingly. He's going to be the fourth player on the bench.
Okay.
He's going to be the fourth player.
What's your tip, Ben?
I can't go past the Whitehorse Pioneers doing really well at the moment on the top of the table. Forest Hill, big game players as well, so they know how to come to the party. They know it's a big challenge for them today. They know people will be doubting them as well in Division 4 early this year. But the Pioneers, they went pretty deep last year and very impressive on their home deck today, which looks absolutely magnificent. And what a viewing spot we've got from the new EFL Media Caravan.
And what have you thought about the music as well?
Listening to Akka Daka in the background, it doesn't actually get much better than this. It's a place to be down at Whitehorse, Springfield Road. Get down here if you're out and around the areas across the eastern suburbs. It's going to be delightful down here today. Let's hope there's a really good game of football as well.
I think there will be.
The weather has held up, so let's hope that continues. They're saying it was going to be blowing a gale, and let's hope it doesn't because Leroy's on the roof, and we don't want him to do a little. We don't want him to topple over either. Of course, the man from LKLM Media, and of course, let's cross down to our boundary rider this afternoon, Tim Fitzsimons. It's great to have him back on board, and ground report for you, Tim.
Yeah, as you said, Ben, the weather has held up quite a bit. It's about 16 degrees down here. There's not too much wind at the moment. When it does pick up, it is kicking. It is going towards the end that Whitehorse will be kicking in the first quarter. So if it does pick up, we'll see if it makes much of a difference. But at the moment, there's not really too much wind to speak of.
Fantastic stuff, and be riding the boundary line today, and the man in the special comments chair, Ray Baird. Great to have you back in the caravan, mate. You always put your hand up when it's to do with one of your favourite clubs, and great to be down here at Whitehorse. It's been such a long time since the media team's been down here, and everyone's really excited about it as well, and it's great that we can showcase the new caravan today at this big Division 4 clash.
Yeah, no, look, and let's face facts. Whitehorse, they've earned the right to have a game, broadcast on the radio because, they're up and about this year. They're a real, chance to take off a premiership, even the way they're travelling at the moment. I know it's only early days, but yeah, it's great to be out here at Whitehorse's ground.
Well, the umpire holds the ball aloft as we're about to get underway here at Springfield Park. The Whitehorse Pioneers taking on Forest Hill. And away we go. Alistair Quinn goes at it for the Whitehorse Pioneers. No one able to get a clean tap. Bit of a muddy midfield there. Centre square. And we'll have a secondary bounce in the middle.
Is there a cricket pitch that's on this ground throughout the summer?
So it's turf wicket.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, turf wicket, mate. Yeah.
Rucks go at it at the bottom of the pack, Malcolm McDougall. And we'll see a third bounce in the middle. Gee, it's pretty muddy, the middle, isn't it, compared to the rest of the ground?
Well, we've had a lot of rain in the last 24 hours too, Dan.
True.
Quinn won the tap. Forrester with the advantage, though, through Johnston. Out to the wing now. And the umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to go the way of Forest Hill.
In the back before he kicked it.
So on the outer wing. Plenty of free men in the midfield if he can get a move on. So moves it inboard across the ground. Who can take the mark? Almost there by Palmer. And there's been a whistle here. It's pushing the back. And it's going to go the way of the Whitehorse Pioneers. Quinn takes it again, moves it up to the half-forward flank. Beautiful mark taken there by Mariani of the Anthony variety. Delivers in ball, but not a great kick. And marked at full-back by the Zebras.
So Powell takes the mark. He's going to switch the play here. Kicks it out towards the half-back line. Going up strong there was Denny's. Takes it. So screaming forward further afield is Fisher in the long sleeves. He's going to go over his head. It was a good option too because he spotted up his target out there in Palmer. Got the handball away. The quick kick up towards the half-forward line. It's chopped off the Pioneers just in a series of handballs. Little chip kick by Mitsu over the boundary line. It got touched. It was probably going wide anyway, so he'll take that.
Yeah, Martin Stillman will be very happy. I know we've only been going a minute or so, but, you know, they've really had a lot of the football, the Zebras, and that's what they need to do.
So right in front of the new EFL Media Caravan here. Umpire throws the ball in. Front spot, knocked away there by Palmer. Got it down. Little handball there by Johnson. The Zebras go forward. Inside forward 50 it goes. Cardamone had the front spot, then he lost it. His teammate, his opponent there in Van Hop did really well to get himself in that front position. Got the handball away. He was looking for Ward. Had some support there in his teammate. I think there's a number 8 out there, so Tim Fitzsimons will let us know about that and what that jumper change is. But chiming through there was Davis. This way, that way, inside looking for Pim, who at the back spot got the fist, the timely fist it was too. Ball hits the deck 45 metres out from the Forest Hill goal line. No scores yet. We've gone 2.5 minutes here on EFL Game Day. 98.1 Radio Eastern and streaming live around the globe, efl.org.au. Quick kick inside forward 50 from the stoppage. The Pioneers did have the numbers. It spills forward off the ground by Pimmy. Oh, soccer skills. Why bend over and pick it up when you can just plonk it on the boot? First goal on the board to the Forest Hill Football Club. Steve Pim down at the club this year, and
he made it look easy, didn't he?
He did it, boot to ball, and that's we'll call that an early contender for goal of the day. Right?
That comes into experience. You know, you make the most of every half opportunity that you got, and the ball come to ground. His opponent fell over, and he could have probably bent down and picked it up, but you know, Pimmy, you know, instinct, just kick it off the ground, and it's the first goal. And the Zebras are going all right at the moment.
Well, he has been injured, so why would you extend yourself if you don't have to and still get the result?
1 straight 6. The Zebras lead. Back in the middle now. Plenty of players dive on the footy. Free kick picked out. High contact. It's going to go the way of the Whitehorse Pioneers. And this is Alistair Quinn. Sorry, it was Mitch Ward. Up towards the forward pocket. Kick didn't hit a target. Now it's Thorne. Got a handball out. Trying to work things out here. The Zebras under a fair bit of pressure. Davis at the bottom of the pack. Handball up was a good one. Touched off the boot. And fisted away now by Ryan. And now the Whitehorse Pioneers try to work again from half back. Marked in the middle of the Springfield Park by Dalgleish. So he's just waiting up for an option now. And run down. He's been run down, got rid of it just on time. The umpire called play on. And Denny's takes it away for Forest Hill. Little grubber kick across the ground. At half back now, Quinn mops up towards half forward. And both men fell over there, and the ball's gone over the line and out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Just on 50, I think, for the Whitehorse Pioneers.
So the ball to be brought back into play. Spit that out. It's on the far side of the ground out here at Springfield. Pye to throw the ball back in. Big fly that time there by Palmer. Got a good fist on. A lot of players around this football. Working his way through traffic there was Dale. Did well. Now Forest Hill trying to switch the play again. It worked for them last time. Handball nicely done there by Black. He had support. Kick up towards the wing position. It was a skew if one. Hits the deck. It's a 2-on-1 situation. Then everyone comes in for support. Umpire was going to bounce it, but then he saw something high at the last minute, and it's a Whitehorse free kick. So bit of confusion there, and Bruce is equally confused here in the caravan as Ryan kicks the ball up towards centre half forward at the fall of ball, but Tarko on the right boot set sail for goal, and he puts it through. He only had 1 step to go, and he nailed it from 50 metres out. Scores are level out here at Springfield Park. Whitehorse and Forest Hill, 1 goal straight apiece.
Yeah, that's a good answer back to the Pioneers area because, up until now, Forest Hill have actually controlled the game, I feel.
Yeah, he roved it beautifully, Batako, didn't he? And all Whitehorse had needed, I suppose, is just that passage of play to be able to, seize the opportunity. Because as you say, Ray, they've controlled the majority of the game so far, the Zebras. But back in the middle. And the Rucks go at it once again. Quinn won the tap. Down across to a teammate there in Mitsu. Finds himself at the bottom of the pack. Bit of a scramble in there. Umpire calls for the ball. It's 1 straight 6 apiece out here at Springfield Park. 2 versus 3. EFL.org.au. Make sure you stream live or tune into 98.1 Radio Eastern. Whitehorse with the tap once again. Beautiful kick up there by Mitsu. Up towards half forward. Taken now by Batako, the man who just kicked the goal. Mariani. He's got a handball over the top there. Now O'Brien. Across the ground up towards centre half forward. The Whitehorse man was met with 3 zebras there trying to work their way through traffic. At centre half forward now, the missed handball there by Padbury. And now the Zebras look to work it out, but a great tackle there by Townsend. And the umpire will call for the ball once again. Ball up, just on the edge of the square, Whitehorse's end.
Around the grounds this afternoon on the score centre, Barry Cotts.
Yes, Division 4, Glen Waverley Hawks 2 goals straight, Fair Park 1 goal straight 6, and Coldstream trailing Nutter Wadding 1-1-7 to Coldstream 1 goal straight 6 points.
Keep the scores coming in all afternoon at Footy EFL via Twitter. Matt Fody are working feverishly on social media, and Barry Cotts around the grounds. We'll keep you up to date with what's happening right across the Eastern Football League. Ball hits the deck. Kick goes up towards the wing position. Bouncing one. It was nicely done there. Charging at it there was Klein. He goes after it again. Good second effort now. On the left boot, kicks it up. Is it going to sit up there for Mowat? He has 2 players to beat. Goes after it again. The third opponent came in. He couldn't hold it. McDougall got the handball away. That's okay. Bevan tugged up against the boundary line. Just need to squeeze to kick and hit Eddie Sims on the chest, who copped one in the back, and it was unnecessary as well from Austin Denny's, and 25-metre penalty being played. Let's cross down boundary side to Tim Fitzsimons.
Yeah, Whitehorse are working really hard. They're getting a lot of numbers around the ball, and Forest Hill doing something stupid like that. It's massive on this small ground because it puts you inside 50 when you really got to just try and congest the ground as much as you can.
Ball knocked over the boundary line and out of bounds, 50 metres out from the Whitehorse goal line. Anthony Mariani screaming for deliberate. No chance of that happening as the umpire to bring the ball back in now. Rucks go at it. Oh, looked like a little bit of a throw, but it came out. Denny's on the left boot, kicked it out towards the wing position. Sitting underneath it was Michael McDougall for the Pioneers. Takes it. He's looking sideways. He wants to square things up a little bit. He's got players along the boundary line, but he's going the percentage kick in towards the forward 50. He was looking there for Thorne. Over the top of his head it goes. Nicely mopped up there by Denny's. He's had a fair bit of the football early in this piece. Got it across to Powell. They're on the far side here at Springfield Park. A kick goes in. It was up and under, but Fisher was underneath it in the long sleeves. He takes off to the races. Had to use the left boot inside the centre square now. Mowat, he had to trap it. He goes out wide trying to spot up a target, and it's a good one too because Burmeister has it on the right boot. It was an absolute shank off the boot, and old school Mick McGuan hitting the ground before the ball. Diving on it, Mitchell Ward holds it in with Pimmy giving him one of those old-fashioned bear hugs. You know, it's pretty scary watching Pimmy come over the top and sitting on top of you. Boundary side with Tim Fitzsimons.
He's actually got a free kick.
He's got a free kick as well.
That's what I was about to say there, Ray. That's a second pretty harsh holding the ball call. So the umpire's going to be right onto that early today by the look of it.
It was a hot football, and so Steve Pimmy's been rewarded. We saw his soccer skills early in the quarter. So he's kicked one. The tape on the left leg here. We know 50 metres he can kick easily. Thumps the ball forward, but pushed it wide. Did he push it too wide? No, he snuck it in for one behind. Bendigo Bank scoreboard as we cross over to the 10-minute mark of this first term on EFL game day. It's Forest Hill leading by a point as we go to Barry Cotts around the grounds on the score centre.
Yeah, Division 3, Scoresy 1 goal straight 6, Don by 1 point, and Waverley Blues 1 point, Templestowe had 2 points.
So Townsend at half-back tries to bring it inboard down the line, but he's kicked it out on the full there. So Forest Hill will take the free kick. Nathan Palmer on the wing here. Moves it quickly up towards centre half forward. Poor kick. Chopped off there by the Whitehorse defender. And then moves it on quickly as the rain starts to pour. It's back in the middle now, but so chopped off again by a Zebras man. And this is Burmeister. Just chip pass across. On the wing. Goes backwards. And finds Creek. He moves it quickly across the ground. And Powell takes the mark at half-back, tries to play on. Short chip pass was a bit risky as Zebras look to move it on now. And that's Powell once again. Kick up the wing.
Nice
Beautiful mark taken by Klein. What a hulking mark there. Moves it on inside 50. Pym in position A. Oh, takes a great mark. Steve Pym just out-muscled the opponent there. And that's his experience just shining through, I think, on that occasion. Knows how to position himself beautifully and significantly more bulky than his opponent. So Steve Pym will line up for his second goal of the day. He missed one just a few moments ago, but he's been prolific early on. No real angle to speak of, and probably about 25 metres out. As he comes in, kick curves around, he's kicked his second. Steve Pym and Forest Hill go to 2-1-13. Whitehorse Pioneers are 1 straight 6.
The coaching panel of Forest Hill will be very happy at the moment. I cannot criticise their endeavour to get the ball. What they're happening is also their forwards are working extremely hard when the ball goes in to keep the ball in there, and they're just controlling the game at the moment. And the Pioneers, well, they're chasing tails.
Barry Cott's around the grounds with the score centre.
Yep, in Division 1, Roval 1 goal straight 6 to Knox 4 behind 4 points.
Well, they got the knockout, but charging through there was Batako, goes after it again. He's got a bit of a tussle on his hands. Right there was Mitch Newman for the Zebras, and the ball hits the deck. Let's restart this one outside of the mud in the centre square here. 7-point lead to Forest Hill. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast so far. Ball scoots out wide. Burmeister trying to trap it, overran the football, and now it's the Pioneers through Sim, got the handball away. This works okay. Dalgleish on the right boot. Can he put it through? Well, they're getting him from long range, and they're using it when they can. And taking all chances is the Whitehorse side across that half-forward line. That's 2 goals from just around the 50 mark. 2 on the board now. They're kicking straight. Game on out here at Springfield Park. 13 plays 12 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 13 minutes into the first term.
And that's an answer that the Pioneers had to come up with, because, you know, as we said, the game's been controlled so far by Forest Hill. But look, you're right, Ben, what they're doing, they're kicking the ball long down towards that bottom end of the ground as well. And they tend to, once they get to the half-forward line, they tend to bring it into the corridor.
Wayne Brasher letting me know earlier today to keep an eye out for Joel Dalgleish, who plays usually across the centre half forward line and very capable of kicking goals. So our number one stats man,
he's on the mark,
he's always on the money, isn't he, Wayne Brasher? As the ball's back in the middle here, it's a 1-point ball game.
So 1 point the difference here. Forest Hill, they look to reply as the Pioneers look to win it out of the middle. Clearance there from Connell. Up towards half forward, though, fisted away, was good. And now Mowat. Got the handball out, but only as far as Ward. And at the bottom of the pack, there's Cicluna. And it's all wrapped up on the outer wing as the rain, I think, eased off just a touch. But plenty of umbrellas out here at the moment. Maybe Tim might be able to use the pink one in the caravan here.
Barry Cott's around the grounds.
Yep, in Division 1, ball and 1 goal straight 6 to Blackburn, 2 behind 2 points.
So balled up and it trickles over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. 14 minutes gone. Opening term. Forest Hill 2-1-13. Whitehorse Pioneers 2 straight 12. Steve Pym has 2 goals to his name already. 1 to Batako and 1 to Dalgleish. Ball tossed back into play. Off the hands of Blythman as the Pioneers look to work it forward now. Here's Townsend. Long kick inside forward 50. Beautiful mark taken. And it's going to be 25 as well. I think it's Andrew Padbury who's going to kick a certain goal now, and the Pioneers will hit the front. 14 and a half minutes in the opening term. So Padbury comes in and slots a certain goal.
So disappointing for your coach when, you know, James Powell, there was no reason to even touch his opponent then. The opponent was a metre in front of him, had taken the mark, so why push him in the back? Okay, he probably kicked the goal anyway, but now he's right on the line and he's kicked it right through.
Not copping any stick, are they, the umpires this afternoon? They are definitely showing their authority. Tim Fitzsimons, boundary side.
Yeah, that was a terrific kick, and Andrew Padbury would be loving that type of space because it's a pretty small ground and he got out on the fat side. And if you get him 1-on-1, he's very, very dangerous.
Is there any breeze out there at all, Tim?
It slightly picks up every now and then going towards the end. Whitehorse are kicking, but it's not that strong at the moment. But it could pick up later, so Whitehorse really need to capitalise on it if possible.
Whitehorse kicking to the Doncaster end, Forest Hill to the Box Hill end. If you know the ground out here at Springfield Park, and It's the Whitehorse Pioneers, a handball out wide. That was from Daly. He tried to spot up at Tarko, but it been chopped off here. Forest Hill with a chance to switch the play because they do have the numbers out wide. Which way is this ball going to sit? Favourably, in fact, as the kick goes out towards the boundary line, and it's a foot race ensues, but paint beats all players, and it's right in front of us here in the new EFL Media Caravan. Leroy Green from LKLM Media up top, doing a marvellous job already in this game. 5 points is the difference. Pioneers do lead it. They're kicking straight, 3 straight ones. Ball hits the deck, overrunning it. Mowat. He's had a fair bit of the football. Big strong tackle there by Sam Gross, the big man. And we will have another bounce. Grandstand side out here. Throws it up, Gross, little backhander there, flicked it away, but it was nicely chopped off there by Connell, snapped it around the body, got good purchase on the football too, kicked it up towards the half-forward line, but going back with the flight, Harley Burmeister, that was a sensational mark. So he picks himself up and weighs up his options. Oh, it was an absolute shank off the boot. Smith took it, then he got smothered, he goes after it again. It's his third possession in a matter of seconds. He's been dispossessed, almost could have been pinged there. Ball's at centre half forward. A lot of players around this football.
Very unlucky not to get a free kick then, the Zebras. Huh?
Barry Cott's around the grounds with the score centre.
Division 3 scores be 2-1-13 to Donvale 1-1-7 and Waverley Blues 1-2-8 to Templestowe 2 behinds 2 points.
So centre half forward now for the Whitehorse Pioneers as they look to add another score. Quick kick inside 50 there by Bevan. Was long to the pocket, but it trickles out of bounds. Couldn't take the mark on that occasion, the Whitehorse forward. And that was Andrew Padbury, who just kicked a goal just a few moments ago. 2-1-13 Forest Hill. Whitehorse Pioneers 3 straight 18, 17.5 minutes gone. Opening term here at Springfield Park has taken quite a while to fetch the ball, but tossed back into play now. Tap was to the Forest Hill advantage. I think that's Mowat at the bottom there. Tried to get a handball out, does. Grubber kick along the ground up towards the wing, and we'll see a boundary throw in. So quite a lot of stoppages in this game. I suppose it's going to be that sort of footy all day. But 5-point margin in favour of the Pioneers. Ball tossed in. Quinn, beautiful knock forward, the half-forward flank, and players just dive on the footy. And we'll see another ball up.
I like the way Quinn went up in that ruck contest there. He started from...
It's very Clark Keating-like, wasn't it?
It started from the side and came in and went whack. Clark Keating, old school.
That's a blast from the past.
He was still 60 when he was playing, mate.
Yeah, I know, mate.
Beautiful kick around the corner is just offline.
I'm just amazed I remembered him.
And the Whitehorse Pioneers go to 3-1-19, Forest Hill 2-1-13. A goal the difference. Nearly 19 minutes gone opening term.
Almost into time on here in the first quarter. It was a shocking kick. It was a 3-on-1 situation favouring Forest Hill. And over the boundary line it goes. So still about 30 metres out from the Whitehorse goal line. They currently lead by 1 goal, 3-1-19, 2-1-13. Good game of footy early. Let's hope the weather stays the way that it is, because it's been pretty entertaining so far. Burmeister tried to barge his way through. Almost could have been pinged there. It came out. Dalgleish snapped it forward. Oh, it just had too much curl. It hit the bottom of the post and went right, and all of a sudden they've kicked 2 behinds in the matter of minutes and lead this game by 7 points on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, Raymond.
Yeah, no, it's been a terrific game so far. Look, both sides are really throwing themselves in.
Well, a squeeze to kick out. Bridges takes the mark. Normally wears the number of 46, but today in the 53. Got a pass out to Palmer on the right boot, in towards the middle of the ground. That was risky business. Chopped off there that time by Sim. The Pioneers need to work themselves out here. Go out wide. They do have the numbers. Oh, was sensationally done there by Klein. He did brilliantly. In fact, it was Palmer. I apologise. Over the top, he beat 3 plays in that contest. Kicked it up towards the Cardamone direction. Right on his hammer was Van Hoff, who did well. Cardamone right over the back of him. And the umpire said, all was fair, give it back to me, we'll restart this. Forest Hill haven't gone forward for a number of minutes now, probably 5 or 6, and they're across the centre half forward line. Umpire throws it up, hitting the deck there was Bevan, paddled it out, little toe poker out there by Connell into the middle of the ground, but to no avail because the kick by Johnston goes inside forward 50, but it is all Whitehorse back there as Sim ducked his head into the Pym tackle. As you would, you're not really going to take on Steve Pym at head high, but he did receive received the free kick. So Eddie Sim, brilliant player for the Whitehorse Pioneers for a very long time. So short pass was on and a scrambly one at that. As the ball comes right in front of us here in the broadcast position. Nicely done there by Lampard, who played in the reserves today and worked it forward. Needed David Black to be able to pick up the SCUF kick. He couldn't do so because Jordan Mitzer was right on his hammer, and we restarted it again. Going up that time, getting it down to Quinn. That was good play. Whitehorse kick up towards the wing position. It's almost kick to kick out here as mark has been taken for Forest Hill. Just they're weighing up their options. A lot of players screaming for it across centre half forward. Big fly by Johnston coming up. He was going after it. He also had his teammate there in Denny's with the high flyer at the fall of the ball. O'Brien had it. He's gang tackled. You can hear the fans screaming for the free kick, and Timmy Johnson will be rewarded. He's had a great first term in the Jesus headband. Kicks it towards the Pim direction. And he just dropped it out of the breadbasket at the last second. And he knows. He's disappointed. He was hoping to con the umpire then. But it goes, and well, he actually had a little bit to say to the umpire as well. So undisciplined there by Steve Pim. He's kicked 2 goals and the Pioneers to bring it out of defence.
So at half back now for the Pioneers, up towards the wing. Beautiful fist came from the back though. So Forest Hill can work it out. Moat's been sensational this quarter, evades 2, gives the handball off. And now they'll move it forward. That was Bridges. Towards Cardamone, has to beat 2. He's gone to ground and he's very ginger at the moment, hasn't gotten up. And the ball trickles over the line and out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, Tom Connolly took Cardamone right out of that contest with a hip and shoulder.
Let's cross boundary side to Tim Fitzsimons.
Yeah, the breeze has just picked up a little bit. We saw on here on this broadcast wing 2 long kicks from Forest Hill, kind of holding up in the breeze just a little bit. So it's just picked up and the rain's starting to fall as well. So
Quinn beat Klein in the ruck contest there as Connell just gives the handball up. Ward got a quick kick out, just trying to work things forward here, the Pioneers. Towards half forward, dispossessed on that occasion. And Dalgleish get it off, and it's deep in the pocket now, just trying to wheel around was Thorne. Gets a kick around the corner as he kicked the goal, just missed. 1 behind only, and the Whitehorse Pioneers go to 3-3-21. Forest Hill 2-1-13. And 23 and a quarter minutes gone in this opening term as the rain just pelts down here.
So one of the rules that the AFL hasn't taken up by the AFL is that you need to have the flag fully waved after a score has been given. Hence why Forest Hill tried to bring that ball back in quickly, and it was asked to be brought back. Tim Johnson now on the second attempt takes the mark, and that was a lazy kick, if anything. Mitsu took it, handball over the top, Batako in towards the forward 50. Mariani did well, got it back to Batako over the top to Padbury, handball in. This is working well, kick out of mid-ahead by Batako, goes through to the left-hand side. So thought they were building to something pretty impressive there, the Whitehorse Pioneers. Ray Baird, Bendigo Bank scoreboard, sorry, I should say, is a 9-point lead to Whitehorse.
Just on that kick in, the reason why the EFL haven't taken it off is because it can be an unfair advantage, because sometimes they can kick it and it can go 200 metres down the local street.
So the Zebras bring it back into play. Long kick out to the wing. Pioneers repel though, they go inside 50, but the Zebras attack straight back. Little grubber kick across the ground. Handball up was a good one. And Klein now has found a bit of space, moves it up towards centre half forward, but it's all Pioneers back there. Alistair Quinn.
Good mark.
Has been sensational early on, hasn't he? Moves it out
Good
to the wing,
kick
finds Mariani here in the long sleeves, but cut off beautifully there by Johnston. Handball came up, was a good one. And Palmer. And Mowat once again just tries to evade that man there and moves it up towards the half forward flank. And beautiful mark taken there by Black.
This is where they've been falling down, this next kick.
So Black just pumps it long in the Steve Pim direction, has gone to ground, was put down by the Whitehorse man, the defender. And he's earned himself a free kick right in front of goal. Will line up for his 3rd goal, and from this angle, I'm pretty sure you'd get your record out and mark it, and he's a sensational kick, Steve Pim, even in conditions like this.
That was stupid play by the defender there. I was watching it exactly, and the umpire was only 10 metres away, and he put Pim down before he even took off.
Well, Steve Pim comes in and kicks his 3rd for the afternoon, and Forest Hill on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard They go to, was it 4:1:25? Whitehorse Pioneers 3:4:22. 25, nearly 26 minutes gone in the opening term.
There's some great signs there for Forest Hill. In the last 10 minutes, what they've started to do, they started to run the ball, and they got numbers running in force with them. And that last entry where they've kicked the ball lower rather than just bombed it in. I think there's some great signs here for Forest Hill at the moment, particularly with this rain coming.
Well, it's not only come, it has arrived, and it is pouring down at the moment. Davis on the right boot from the stoppage, kick out towards the half-forward line. Player leading out in that race was Connell. Right behind him, Ian Taylor for Forest Hill sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds. I'm still confused about your comment about the kick-in, Ray, about making it fair.
Well, sometimes they can kick a point and it can go way out of the ground. It can take 3 or 4 or 5 minutes to get the ball back in, whereas other times it gets into the fence, straight away that team can play on. It's an unfair advantage. But the AFL do it because it's in an enclosure and they have another football there ready.
Okay, well, agree to disagree. It still doesn't make quite much sense to me, but you've explained yourself twice now, and I'm sure all your favourite listeners are on board with you as it comes into the middle of the ground and we'll bounce it. Just think it's the case of it is what it is. If you get it back quickly or you get it back when it is, take it as it is.
That's fine if you've got another football there like the AFL have.
Umpire throws it up, came out, quick kick forward there by Fisher on the right boot. He got pushed as he kicked it, trapped there by Michael McDougall, but sees it over the boundary line and out. I also think that that free kick given against Tim Law was Tiggy Touchwood to Steve Pym there. I know that you said that you watched it, but Pimmy is an experienced player and knew when to hit the ground if he thought that he was being felt upon, because no one could put Pimmy down, especially not Tim Law. I'm sure Lee will put the camera on them both now, and it's going to be one mean feat to be able to take down Steve Pym. So
it was more of a trip than a actually. He tried to block him and he actually tripped him over. So
Barry Cotts around the grounds.
Yeah, in Division 2, Upper Ferntree Galley 2-3-15 is leading Mulgrave 1-1-7.
So the ball tossed in. Palmer tries to get a hand to it, but it was Quinn once again. Mariani went without the footy, dispossessed. Great tackle there on Bataka over the Matthew variety, but the Zebras go forward. No one at the front though, and Sim, it's been good this quarter, takes a mark in the back line. He moves it on quickly down the wing, misses the target, and clean bowls everyone, and suddenly it's up towards half forward as the Pioneers just look for one last score before the break, and it's over the line and out of bounds right in front of Dalgleish there. We'll have a throw in, about 50 out, or 60, 65 maybe, from the Whitehorse Pioneers goals, who currently lead it by 3 points on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. So the ball tossed into play. Palmer at the front, just double hands it down. Beautiful tackle there, of course, on Townsend, and he's been pinged for holding the ball.
That was quick.
And the Zebras at half back, as they look to work something out, but it's just pumped to a pack of players. Sim tried to take the mark and does. In front of Moet there. Keeps it long and low, but it's straight to an opposition defender.
That's the one who kicked it out, wasn't it?
Mitch Newman.
Yeah.
Quick handball out towards the wing. Fist from behind came there from McCormack. Mariani looks laterally, finds Dalgleish. The point of the square, goes across the ground trying to switch it now. Ryan looks to gather under a fair bit of pressure, ducks out of trouble though. Up towards the goal square, who can take the mark? Nobody, but goes through for one behind only, away to the left for a behind on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Whitehorse Pioneers 3-5-23, Forest Hill 3-1-19. 29 minutes, 40 seconds gone in this opening term.
Keep the scores coming in at Footy EFL. We're getting towards quarter time right across the league. Barry Cotts has got some scores coming through on the score centre.
Yes, from Division 1, Norwood 2-5-17 to North Ringwood 2 behinds, 2 points.
Kick goes out towards the half back line. Big fly by Dalgleish and took it on the second bite there. So, and I reckon he should go back and have a ping from here. He's just outside the arc. I'm not convinced it's a 50-metre arc out here either at Springfield Park, so I'm going to back him in. The distance will not trouble him. Already kicked a goal in this first term. And as the siren sounds, his team leads by 4 points. 3-5-23 to 3-1-19. So Joel Dalgleish kicked a great goal from just inside this off one step before. Set sail. It's a long kick and it's a straight kick as well Fantastic. It looked brilliant right off the boot. The two-finger salute goes up, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard at quarter time, it's the home side. It went 30 minutes that first term. Very entertaining as well. 4-5-29 to 3-1-19. Dalgleish has 2 for the Pioneers, while Steve Pym has 3 goals for the Forest Hill Football Club, all their score. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio East. It is streaming live around the globe, efl.org.au. The rain came and it poured. Now the sun shines out. Don't you just love Melbourne? We've had the first quarter. We'll be back with the score centre, all those important scores right across the Eastern Football League, coming up very shortly.
A scent or a song or a food that reminds me of someone. Lavender reminds me of my grandmother.
This album